Good afternoon. My name is Patricia Downs. I'm the Director of Housing Programs here at OPWDD Central Office. The purpose of this webinar today is to help stakeholders orient the proposed funding opportunity against other housing services and applications that may be available in the OPWDD service system. We will also walk through the general requirements under this request for application, as well as items that will be assessed. OPWDD will be collecting public comment on this request for application through the dates identified on the OPWDD website, and will provide a response to the comments in the spring. The request for application under discussion today is the new funding opportunity for independent living, letters of support, or FOFILLS. We'll be covering a number of different areas under this session, including the purpose of the RFA, discussing how this is different from other OPWDD funding. We'll review the applicant requirements, operational requirements, and the instructions, as well as application scoring factors. What is the funding opportunity for independent living letters of support, or FOFILLS? The purpose of this RFA is to increase the availability of community-based integrated housing by providing some less restrictive options for housing for people with IDD, including those who are unable to locate other affordable housing opportunities. This program is designed to provide housing stability for individuals receiving OPWDD services and to create an environment that supports self-sufficiency, especially for those in underserved areas of the state. FOFILLS is a venue for providers or groups of families who work with a provider to submit proposals requesting ongoing housing subsidies to support non-certified apartments, large single-family homes, apartment-style living, or other groups of housing for people with IDD. The application will be used to request a letter of support for groups of housing subsidies for those who are going to be living in the arrangements that are inclusive of 4 or more individuals with IDD. This information is clearly outlined in the RFA. Any questions regarding that can be addressed through the process, and we will respond to them as part of the larger review and response process. The purpose of FOFILLS is to have a provider demonstrate the need for affordable housing where the project is being proposed. This includes an assessment of the impact of other housing projects with preferential tenancy units for people with IDD in the same area. That is typically the Integrated Supportive Housing Program, or ISH, but it can be other applications under the FOFILL process as well. The provider should work with the relevant OPWDD regional field office to identify the specific housing needs of the local population, including individuals with diverse backgrounds and experiences and underserved communities. During the process, the applicant providers must provide information regarding their agency's method of selecting potential tenants for the units within the proposed project. The project must also clearly identify a target population, for example, people formerly residing in certified settings, individuals aging out of the residential schools, people at imminent risk in their current residential arrangement, and other types of situations. How is FOFILLS different than other OPWDD funding opportunities? A very similar funding opportunity is the Integrated Supportive Housing opportunity, and this is slightly different than that. This application cannot be used to obtain a letter of support for a project that would receive funding from another state or federal funding stream, such as HCR or HPD in New York City. Generally, this could not be used in a project that otherwise had low low-income housing tax credits applied to fund the project. Additionally, OPWDD is not providing any capital through this application, so we would not help to fund the construction of a project either. As a reminder, if a project is seeking additional capital funding, such as that from the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program through HCR or HPD, the project must apply through the Integrated Supportive Housing Program application, and our next round is for Integrated Supportive Housing, or ISH, is expected to be over the summer of 2023. Who can apply for FOFILLS? Only a provider in good standing with OPWDD can apply for a letter of support under this RFA. If a family or group of families is interested in developing housing under this RFA, they must work with an approved OPWDD provider. Projects may be constructed by the OPWDD provider submitting the application or in partnership with a private or non-for-profit housing developer. If the applicant is not the developer, the provider is expected to maintain a strong working relationship with the project owner or developer through the operational period of the project. There are a number of operational requirements for these types of projects, and the provider will be responsible for meeting all of the requirements under the program if the project comes to fruition. Specifically, the provider will need to work with a regional field office to identify individuals who can be appropriately served in the proposed housing units at the initial rent-up and when the units become available in the future. So this is an ongoing process, and we expect applicants to work with the regional offices to identify appropriate people to live in the opportunities. The provider will be responsible for ensuring that the OPWDD housing subsidy is paid on time, and they will be expected to resolve any tenancy issues that may occur for the people living there. Under the FOFILLS program, a person may choose to enter into a shared staffing arrangement with another person in the project. These arrangements are limited to no more than 4 people sharing resources, and they must meet all of the requirements as outlined in the ADM 2015-01 for community habilitation and the applicable self-direction guidance. All of this information is available on the OPWDD website. As a reminder, a person can choose to receive their non-housing support services from any OPWDD approved provider and do not need to receive their non-housing services from the provider associated with the FOFILLS project. OPWDD has a number of items they will be looking at when they score applications, including the provider experience, the project features. Obviously, we're interested in the project itself, the budget and whether or not it's fiscally viable, the services provided by the provider, integration of the project in the community, as well as the ability for individuals to integrate in the community. And also, we're going to talk a little bit about the bonus points to underserved areas of the state. Under provider experience, providers will be evaluated on various items, such as their experience in providing supports and services in a non-certified setting. This is really an area of focus, so we would be interested in hearing how agencies are able to support people and coordinate their services in non-certified settings within the community. We're interested in hearing about any supportive housing projects that a provider might have participated in the past. We would be interested in knowing the project's name, address, number of units, and number of people supported in the project. Providers must also describe any experience they have in providing services for people with IDD, more broadly, and specifically provide a brief overview of the services provided, the length of time they have provided them, and the number of people who are being served under each of the types of services. If a provider is working with a developer or consultant, the information regarding the developer or consultant's experience in working with affordable and supportive housing must also be identified. Project features are very important and really help to allow people to access the community in general. So applicant providers are required to provide an overview of all the pertinent features of the project. This includes the location, the total number of units, total number of supportive housing units, and total number of individuals with IDD proposed to be served in the location. We will assess this section to assure that the project is located on a site that is accessible for the people living there and within a reasonable distance of community-based features, as well as public transportation, so people can get around on their own. The project budget must demonstrate that the project would be fiscally viable over a long period of time. So we'll ask for a fiscal analysis of the anticipated rents and any other operating income that a project may have. We'll assess these figures to determine the reasonableness and the feasibility of the budget. As a reminder, the rent levels cannot exceed the maximum approved OPWDD rent level for the county where the project is located. And in some instances, they may be limited to a lower amount, for example, if a capital funding source requires a more restricted amount. Providers must describe in detail all the proposed housing-related services, specifically services not covered through the HCBS waiver or Medicaid, that will be provided to individuals living in the proposed project. The units must remain non-certified over time. Therefore, the non-housing services can be provided by any approved OPWDD approved provider. The housing services are those that help people retain their tenancy and be successful where they're living. We'll look for information regarding the housing-related supports, the process for providing on-site housing services, such as staff hours are being available to tenants who have housing-related issues, and what the process is for resolving tenancy issues, as well as any safeguards that the provider might propose to prevent issues from occurring in the first place. Integration and individual choice is a major part of all of the services provided through the OPWDD service system. And as such, the project and its location will be assessed on a variety of integration factors, including how the project allows people to access the larger community and integrate into the larger community. We're also looking for information on how the project does not become an isolating setting for those who live there. This is a very important factor in assessing the projects that will be proposed under the FOFILLS application. We'll also be looking for the availability of amenities and services in the nearby community that people can walk to or are easily accessible, as well as those that are accessible through public transportation. We're interested also in an assessment of the location against the federal HCBS settings regulations, and we expect applicants to use the toolkit on the OPWDD website to make this assessment. Underserved communities is an area that we're interested in focusing on, and as such, OPWDD will provide additional points to any project that is proposed to be located in an underserved community. These locations can be identified using a variety of sources, and those sources are included in the RFA, and they include demographic data, census tracts, and environmental justice assessments. Underserved areas are generally defined as zip codes, which have identified less than 20% of the population identifying as white alone in the surveys. The qualified census tract that is identified in the map of 2021 and 2022 small qualified census tracts, or those areas identified as qualifying for environmental justice considerations based on the NYSERDA website maps. And those links are all available in the OPWDD, in the FOFILLS application, so you can take a look and click on those links to see what type of information we're seeking in those areas. Public comments regarding the FOFILLS application can be submitted to housing.initiatives@opwdd.ny.gov throughout the period identified on the OPWDD website. As noted, we will be reviewing questions and comments, and we will be preparing responses to those questions and comments that will be issued in an organized manner later in the spring. Comments may impact the proposed application, RFA, and others, we may just acknowledge concerns, but that information will be made available broadly once the comments are collected and responses are prepared. Thank you again for joining us today. I hope that this information helps you to better understand the RFA as you're reviewing it, and we look forward to receiving comments from the general public more broadly.